Okay, is it visible?
Yes, sir.
Okay, fine.
Yes, sir.
So last class we are continuing the topic, basically the relationship between the different topics full of parameters. Then we have seen the relationship between the two parameters only, that is basically the speed and density. And what we have observed that the speed and density are linearly related. Then I have asked you to find out the relationship between the flow and density as well as the speed and flow. And I have already given you the graph, basically the probable figure for the two relationship. What are those two? This was the speed and flow, and then flow and density. I said that this figure will be approximately in this way, somewhat. Okay, and this figure I told you it will be approximately in this. Okay, and I have also given you the basic relationship between the two parameters. What was that relationship? Last class I have given UF divided by U plus Kj divided by K, that is equal to 1. That was the basic relationship that I have given. Okay, now from this I asked you derive the relationship for the other. So I think this was the relationship or reverse I can.
No, sir, it was reverse, sir. Reverse.
It was reverse. U divided by UF plus K divided by Kj is equal to 1. That was the basic relationship I have given you. And then also I have told you that the relationship between these three parameters are Q is equal to Kb. Okay, and I asked you find out the equation for these two lines or the mathematical equation for this two lines. How to find out that? This equation we have derived based on the basic linear equations. That is, what was the actual relationship between U and K? This is the relationship between U and K, which is approximately a straight line. Okay, so from this straight line, applying the boundary conditions, we have found the relationship for the relationship between the U and K. Now, apply these equations, that is whatever the written there, and find out what is this. So to do this, what we can do? If I want to find out the relationship between UQ, so I can find out what is the value of U from this equation. What I can write if I write from this equation that U is equal to, what will be that? UF into 1 minus K divided by Kj. This is one relationship I can write. U is equal to UF into 1 minus K divided by Kj. Or otherwise, what I can write another equation that K is equal to 1 minus U divided by UF into Kj. These are the two equations that I can write from this equation. K equal to Kj into 1 minus U divided by UF and U equal to UF into 1 minus K divided by Kj. Now what is the basic equation? Basic equation is Q equal to Kb or Ku, whatever you write. Now you can replace. If you replace U, then you will get the relationship between Qk. To get the relationship between Qk in this equation, replace U. replace u. Or if you want to get the relationship between u, q, then replace k. Okay. So let us, what is the first equation that I have written? U, q relation I want. I want u, q relation. So that is this relation I want. So what I will do, I will replace the k value. So what is that? So let us say this was equation number 1 I have written here earlier, and this was equation number 2. Let us say this is equation number 3 and this is equation number 4. Now what I can do to find out the relation between u, k, that is speed flow relationship, what I can do, in this case what I have written, that is replace k. So from equation 1 what I can write, q equal to k into what is u? You see the previous equation, what is u? U equal to uf into 1 minus k divided by kj. U is equal to uf into 1 minus k divided by kj. Now simplify it to get the relationship. What will you get? If you simplify it, I can write q is equal to uf k minus uf divided by kj into yes, right? Okay, so you can see that this is a 2-degree equation. That is, this is basically a equation of parabola. What is the equation of parabola? Can someone tell me? What is the equation of a parabola?
So y equals to ax square plus bx plus c.
Y equal to
Ax square plus bx plus c सर.
equation of parabola.
जी सर. y square equals to 4ax एक होता है सर वो origin से पास करने वाला, और if it is not origin then it is x square plus bx plus c.
Y square is equal to, if it is passing through the origin, then we know that y square equal to 4ax plus c, or we can write x square equal to 4ay plus c also. Basically what I mean to say, these are the 2-degree equation. This is a 2-degree equation, or this is a 2-degree equation. This is a parabolic equation. Here also same equations there. K square is there. K square equal to something k plus q. So this q, if you say that q is nothing but here x, then k is nothing but here y. Okay, 6 is similar to a parabolic equations. Okay, so we are getting a 2-degree equations here. Okay, so this is the relationship between what I got at QK relationship. Okay, so QK relationship is basically K and Q. Okay, so QK relationship we got here. Okay, similarly I can get the relationship between QU. How to get that? To find that relationship, again if I write the equation Q equal to KU. Earlier case what I have replaced? I have replaced U. Now I will replace K. Okay, so what is the K replacement? K is this one. So this will give you Q. K means Kj into 1 minus U divided by UF into U. Is it that? K is Kj into 1 minus U divided by UF. So what you will get? You will get the equation Kju minus Kj by UF into U. See here, this Kj and UF are the constant. Like what we write in equation, y equal to ax square plus bx plus c. If I write an equation like that, this a is a constant, b is a constant, and c is a constant. Similarly here also this Kj and u are the constant. Basically we can write this in this form also, that Anyway, no need, but I can write like that. So this is a kind of BU and this is a kind of AX. Okay, this is the form. C is not here. So here A means what? Here A means minus Kj by UF. Okay, this I can either show in terms of U square. Okay, here A means minus Kj by UF and B means Kj. So this is in this form. So this is what is the equation or relationship between the individual parameters. That is, first relationship is the Q, Kb. Then we got the relationship between U and K, that is speed and density. Then we got the relationship between speed and flow, and this is the speed and flow relationship. This one, or you can take this one, anyone, both are correct. Okay, if you write this equation, then you have to write down somewhere that what is the value of B and what is the value of A, or otherwise you write this equation. And then we got the relationship between Q, K also. Okay, so these are the relationship between different parameters. This relationship, whatever we have established, are called the macroscopic relationship. Macroscopic relationship. Why they are called macroscopic relationship? Because what we are doing, we are finding out the relationship between the traffic parameters of the whole stream. Traffic parameter of the whole streams are like flow. Flow is a parameter of the stream. It is not a parameter of individual vehicles. Average speed we have taken. Average speed is the parameter of the stream. Density, whatever we have taken, are the average density. Average density is the parameter of the stream, or density is the parameter of the stream. It cannot be a parameter of an individual vehicle. Similarly, what we have taken free flow speed and jam density. These are the parameter of the whole stream, not an individual vehicle streams. Okay, so that's why whatever the relations we got, that are called the macroscopic relations. Okay, so whatever the things we have derived till now, these are called linear relationship. Linear relationship. Why linear relationship? Because the first relationship, that whatever we got, that speed and density, that was a linear equation. That's why these are called linear relationship models. Okay, this model was developed by Greenshield. This model was developed by Greenshield in the year 1930. Okay, that's why this model is also called Greenshield model. Okay, this model is also called Greenshield. Greenshield's model, or they are called linear model. Okay, so based on the observation of Greenshields, they have found that the speed density relationships are linear, but in reality, if we go and collect the data, many of the cases we may not find a linear relationships. But this is the first traffic flow models. So at that time, whatever the data they have collected, and based on some simplified observation, they have proposed a linear model, means speed density relationships are linear. But later on, some other people has collected data and they have done some more analysis, and they found that these relationships are exactly not linear. Anyway, we'll go to the next of the models. Before that, some other parameters let us discuss from this Greenshield model. So till now, whatever the relationship I have shown you is that, say, what I have written u, what was the equation finally? Let me write it like this, the original equation. Original equation I have written q is equal to, in terms of kjf, if I write, that is kju and kj minus u kj minus kj by uf into u square minus kj by uf into u square. Okay, here whatever the u I have written, these are basically the average speed. Okay, so either if you want to put a bar, you can put a bar also, or without bar also you can write down. Okay, now in other way also you can write this equation. What I can write? I can write u bar square is equal to, what will be that equation? If I want to write down in this term, then this I can write here q into uf, लिख सकते हैं q into uf divided by, okay, so this I can write u bar square minus kj plus u bar kj uf, that is equal to q into uf. Okay, or if I want it, I can write like that u bar square minus u bar into uf plus q into uf by kj is equal to 0. लिख सकते हैं u bar square plus uf by kj into q minus u bar into uf is equal to 0. This equation I can write. Now if you differentiate this equation with respect to u bar, what will you get? Differentiate this equation with respect to u bar. What I will get here? I will get 2u bar, right? 2u bar minus what is that, uf plus dq divided by du bar into uf by kj. This is equal to 0, right? Or I can write dq by du bar, I am separating it, dq by du bar into uf by kj, which is equal to uf minus 2u bar, or dq by du bar is equal to, if you multiply it with this value, then what will you get? By writing one equation, kj uf, if you divide it by uf, that will be 1, that means kj minus 2 u bar into kj divided by uf. लिख सकते हैं ऐसा, kj minus 2 u bar into kj divided by uf. Okay. Now see this equation. When the flow is maximum, What will be the value of dq by du? Whenever the flow is maximum, what will be the value of dq by du?
0.
0. So I can equate this equation to 0. So what I can write? I can write, if I say that for maximum flow, dq by du bar is equal to 0. So what this implies? This implies that Kj is equal to 2 u bar into Kj divided by uf. Okay, just go back here. This is 0, so Kj is equal to 2 u bar into Kj divided by uf. Right? So Kj get cancelled. If I cancel the Kj, what I will get? I will get u bar is equal to uf by 2. Is it correct? Kj get cancelled, so I am writing here u bar is equal to uf divided by 2. What is this u bar? Whenever the flow is maximum, what does this u bar indicates? At what location flow is maximum? If you see the graph here, at what location flow is maximum?
And then
Flow is maximum when u is
average. No.
uf
Maximum.
by 2. If you look at this graph, flow is maximum when u is uf by 2, or flow is maximum when k is kj by 2. Right? So from here also what we can see that flow is maximum when u is equal to uf by 2. Okay, so from this relation also you can see that directly we can find out that flow will be maximum, because this relation from where we got this relation? This relation we got on the condition that when flow is maximum. When flow is maximum, this slope is 0. So if you compare this previous equation with 0, then it is giving that the stream speed or the average speed when the flow is maximum will be equal to uf by 2. Okay, and this also you can compare from the plot itself that flow is maximum only when u is equal to uf by 2. Okay, so this maybe I can denote it by some other parameter. Let us say it is by u0. Okay, I am just denoting it by u0. That means what we can say in this equation? In this equation we got that basically the u0 is equal to uf by 2. u0 is what? u0 is the speed when the flow is maximum. Okay, so this is basically occurring when flow is maximum. Okay. Similarly, I can take the other equation also, and we can find out the density conditions. What was the other equation? Right now I have taken one equation. What was that equation? Q equal to u qj minus kj. Basically q and u relation I have taken. What is the other relation I have written here? qk. Qk is this. So q equal to ufk minus. So if I write here, q is equal to ufk minus ufk minus uf by kj into k square minus uf by kj into k square. This is the relationship. From here also directly what I can find, if I differentiate this equation, with respect to k, what I can write? dq by dk is equal to uf minus uf by kj into 2k. लिख सकते हैं this equation. Now for maximum flow, when flow is maximum, if flow is maximum or when flow is maximum, what will be the slope? dq by dk.
0, sir. 0.
This value will be equal to 0. Now you
Zero.
put this equal to 0 in this equation. What do you get? You get UF by Kj into 2K, that is equal to UF. लिख सकते हैं? From here UF get cancelled. So what is left? UF got cancelled. What is left? 2K divided by Kj is equal to 1, or we can say K equal to Kj divided by 2. So this implied K equal to Kj by 2. Okay. So whenever flow is maximum, the density of the stream is Kj by 2. Look at this graph. Whenever flow is maximum, density of the stream is Kj by 2. Okay. So this density we can denote it by K0. Let us assume that this is K0, that particular location. So we can say K0 equal to Kj by 2. So basically what I am trying to say is that from this equation, whatever the equation we have derived, from there also we can find out that the flow is maximum only when the stream speed is half of the free flow speed, or the flow will be maximum when the stream density is half of the jam density. Okay. Now what is the basic equation? Basic equation we know that Q is equal to Ku. Okay. Now we are interested to know what is Q max. So what is Q max? Q max is nothing but the capacity, maximum flow. Maximum flow will occur when K is equal to K0 and U is equal to U0. What is the value of K0? K0 is Kj by 2. What is the value of U0? U0 is UF by 2. That is giving you nothing but Kj UF. So ultimately what do you get? Q max is equal to Kj UF divided by 4. Okay. So from the basic equations also we can find out what is the maximum flow. Maximum flow, to find out the maximum flow we need to know the jam density and the free flow speed. Then other information we don't need. Straightforward we can find out the maximum flow, or this maximum flow is nothing but called the capacity. Okay. So this is what is the Q max. This is the okay. So this is a little bit about the Greenshield models. Okay. Now other peoples, they have also observed this relationship, and what they observed that these relationships are not linear, or they have proposed a model which is little bit different from the first model. Some people has proposed that the UK relationship could be a logarithmic model. Someone said that it is exponential model. Then there are other type of models are called, that is called generalized polynomial model, multi-region model. So like that there are many relationships are there. Okay, so basically what I want to say that macroscopic relationship. Macroscopic relationship between speed and density, basically UK relationship. Okay, there are defined models are there, defined research is carried out, and they have given their defined observation. First observation on number 1 you can say is the linear model. Second observation is the logarithmic model. Logarithmic logarithmic model. And third observation is the exponential model. Exponential model. There are many exponential models are there, so it is called exponential models. Then the fourth observation is the generalized polynomial model. Generalized polynomial model. Fifth observation is the multi-region model. Multi-region model. Okay, so these are some major categories of the macroscopic relationship between speed and density. There are many more models are there which I am not mentioning here. Okay, so these are few examples I have shown here. So first one we have already discussed about the linear model. Okay, we are not going to discuss everything. Next we will see what is logarithmic models. Okay, so how to derive the logarithmic models. Logarithmic models, that is second one. Logarithmic model. This was observed by Greenberg. This was observed by Greenberg in 1959. Okay, that's why this model is also called as Greenberg model. Okay, so Greenberg model, what it is saying that what he has seen the relationship between this speed density, whatever we are saying that UK, he's saying that it is not exactly linear, whatever we are saying. Okay, it is not exactly linear. Some kind of logarithmic relationship is there. Basically, this part he is talking about state, and there some kind of turn is there. It is not exactly like that. Okay, basically logarithmic model is like that, something like that. Okay, it is not exactly the straight line. So his observation is little different, and then he has proposed a new model for this. Okay, rather than giving a straightforward UK relationship with that y equal to mx plus c, he has given a logarithmic relationship. What is that relationship? Okay, directly I am giving you the relationship. He has proposed that average speed of the stream is equal to c ln kj by. Okay, basically this logarithmic model is unable to find out the free flow speed. Okay, this part this logarithmic model cannot explain. Okay, it can explain this part in a logarithmic term. So this is what is the relationship given by the Greenberg, that c is the u bar, that is average stream speed, is equal to c into ln kj by k, where k is the density at any point, kj is the jump density, and c is a constant that we can calculate. Okay, that we can find out. Okay, let us see how to find out this one. Okay, so this is the defined model. Let us say this is equation number 1. Okay, we will try to derive the value of c, and we will find out what is the exact model proposed by Greenberg. Okay, or in place of c also, here we can, in place of kj also, we can write down another term as b. Okay, and we can calculate what will be the b value. Okay, this is the original equation is basically like that. C is equal to ln b divided by k. Okay, and if you simplify this equation, then we can get the value of b, and this b value comes out to be kj, applying the boundary conditions. Let us see how we can apply the boundary condition. Either I can use this equation or I can use this equation. Any one equation can be used to find out the values of the constants. Okay, now multiply this equation, that is c is equal, no, u equal to c ln kj by k. This equation, you multiply this equation by k. If you multiply it by k, what you will get? You will get q bar k, which is equal to ck ln kj by k. What is this u bar k? Stream speed into density. What is that? This is nothing but equal to flow. This equation will be multiplied by k. So what is the value of this u bar into k? U is nothing but the speed or average speed, and k is the density or average density. So speed into density is nothing but q. So I can write this equation as q is equal to this. Okay. Now differentiate this equation with respect to k. Differentiate this equation to with respect to k. What did you get? dq by dk, that is equal to, what is this differentiation? Can you do the differentiation and tell me what will be this value? There I have written ck, then ln kj by k. Do the differentiation of this part with respect to k and tell me what will be this side of this equation. Let us say this is equation number 3. Any one of you use your pen and pencil and do this and tell me what will be the right side of equation 3. Do the differentiation and tell me.
Sir, C ln kj by k minus c.
What is that?
C ln kj by k minus C ln kj by k
kj by k minus c. How? Can you just explain me how you have done this derivation, differentiation?
Sir, my construction, sir. First I differentiated k, so we got say C ln kj by k, and then in the next step we left that k, so we will differentiate ln kj by k. So the ln kj by k is 1 upon kj by k, that is k by kj, and then into again we will differentiate kj by k, so we will get again minus kj upon k square. So this is how I've done, sir.
Okay, fine. So this is the after differentiation we got this equation. Now we got here a term dq by dk. Okay. So when flow is maximum, what is the value of dq by dk? If flow is maximum, the value of dq by dk is equal to 0.
0, sir. 0.
Okay, so now we can compare this equation with 0. Okay, so what we look at? So here that indicates that 0 is equal to C ln kj by k minus c, right? Or what does this indicate? Ln kj by k is equal to 1. So ln kj by k is equal to 1. We got this value, right? Now if you put this, let us say this is equation number 2. I think earlier I have given equation number 1, no? 2. Okay, let us say this is equation number 4. Okay. Now you replace this value, this ln kj by k equal to 1 in equation number 1. What was the equation number 1? Equation number 1 was that u bar is equal to C ln kj by k. Now what we got the boundary condition that ln kj by k is equal to 1. If you put in this equation, what you will get? You will get from equation number 1, what you will get? U bar is equal to, what was there? C and ln kj by k is 1. When this happens, see the conditions here. Flow is maximum. Flow is maximum on what? Whenever the flow is maximum, what will be the speed? Whenever the flow is maximum, what about the speed? Speed will be something u0 that if you just recall earlier, that whenever the flow is maximum, speed will be something u0 and k will be something k0, something we said earlier, or some value says flow will be different than whatever the average stream speed we are talking about. Let us say this is u0. So that means from this equation, what I can say that c is equal to something u0. So some constant u0. This u0 is basically the speed at that particular point whenever the flow was maximum. So what is that value? That value generally we take as uf by 2. So then from that means what we get, the value of the constant we got from this equation. That value of the constant c is equal to u0. Now if you put in your equation number 1, ultimately what you will get? You will get that u bar is equal to u0 into ln kj by k. So this is the equation for the speed density by logarithmic model or by Greenberg model. Okay, so Greenberg has basically proposed this equation for finding out the speed and density, or according to his observation that speed and density are logarithmically related and stream speed or average speed at any particular point will be equal to u0 into ln kj by k. Okay, here u0 is basically the speed at when the flow is maximum. Okay, so this is how we can find out the different values. Now, whatever with the modalities, whenever we go to the field, what is our objective? We straightforward, we cannot find out those values in terms of model. Okay, what we do in the field? In field, we collect the speed value, we collect the flow value, and then from q equal to uk relationship, we find out the k value. Now some data we have some data in terms of, like say from the field I have collected speed, flow and density. Okay, so these are the values that we can collect from the field. Now from these values I have to derive the actual relationship of the speed, flow and density for that particular traffic stream. How to do that? To do this part, what we need to know how to calculate those constants. Okay, basically these are called the calibration of the model. Are you getting? Just let me tell you in a simplified way. Forget about this side. Say y is equal to mx plus c. This is your equation of a straight line. Now how to find out the constants c and m? How to find out these two values? What we do? We might have some values of y and x only. This y value we may have and this x value we may have. So suppose somewhere from some analysis we got some x value and y value. Say if x is equal to 1, y equal to 2, x equal to say 3, y equal to say 6, x equal to say 4, y equal to 8, and say x equal to 5, y equal to 10. Something this type of data we have say. So what I can do, I can take a graph and I put the values of it. Okay, x equal to 1, y equal to 2, x equal to 2, y equal to 6, x equal to 8. Then how much I have written 3. So this is how I can put this value graph in a graph, these values, and I can draw the straight line. And now from this straight line, what I do, I find out the slope here. What is the slope here? This slope is nothing but m, and what is the intercept here? This intercept is nothing but the c, and then we write the relationship. Okay, y equal to mx plus c. Now, how do you got this? Who said that this value will be c and this value will be m? It's not like that. Whatever the data I have plotted here, all the data will pass through the straight line. It may data may be like that, points may be like that. Right, this could be a graph. Okay, points are like this. So whatever the experiment we have done, we have collected the data, we are getting the points in this manner. Now, if somebody asks you that, find out the relationship between x and y. You cannot say that the relationship is like that. This is the relationship. Okay, this is the relation. This is how my data are there every point. I'll join all the point and I can say this is the relation. This will be a meaningful one, meaningless one. So in that case, what do you do? We need to find out a meaningful relationship between them. So what I try, I will see that whether they are in a straight line form or whether they are making any kind of curve if I take very close points. So maybe one line could be like that. Say I will draw a line here like that. Say this is a straight line. So in this straight line, what I will see whether the maximum points are passing through the close point of this straight line or not. Or maybe somebody will try to draw a line like that. And they will see whether maximum points are very close to this line. Or somebody may take another form and say this is how it can be done. Okay, so there could be many forms of the points you can take and you can connect them. And you find out that which points is or which kind of curve is giving you the very close form or very close form of the representation of the data. Means very close way which type of the curve is going to represent your data, that you need to find out. How to find out them? To find out this, what we need to do? We need to do the error analysis. We have to see that if I draw a straight line, then how much error is there? Because my original data are not like that. My original data here one point is there. Then this is another point, this is another point, this is a point. So these are the points, but I have chosen an approximately straight line here. So once I have chosen an approximate straight line, this is the error, this amount is the error, right? This amount is the error, this amount is the error for this point. This amount is the error for this point. This part is also error, this part is also error, this part is also error, this part is also error. So there are a lot of errors are there. You can say somebody will say this part is a positive error. Somebody will say this part is a negative error, because some points are there above the straight line, some points are there below the straight line. So there are positive negative terms will come. So to avoid this, what we can do? We can say this is error square. I can take the square of this value. I can take the square of this value. Then if I take, say, for point number 1 error square, for point number 2 error square, for point number 3 error square, like that there may be n points are there. So sum of their square. So this is the error here, or error square, total error square here. Then all the values will be converted in terms of positive terms and you will get a positive error. It will not be nullified, because here if you just add the error here, say if you take this line as positive error, this line negative error, then sometimes you will find a zero value. So it is a meaningless, because though there are error, but still because of the sign convention it is giving a zero value, no error it is showing. So that's why what we can do, we can take the square of those errors. So this is one way you can find out. So okay, so this is what I have shown here is for a straight line. Similarly, there could be somebody will draw a like that, and he will find out what is the error here. Okay, so you can check what is the error here. say this is the error for this point, this is the error for this one. Okay, this is the error for this point, this is the error for this point. Like that, every point has some error. Now you see the error amounts are changed. For this circular curve, here the error value is reduced, here it is increased, here it is reduced, here it is increased, here it is increased, reduced. So somewhere it is increased, somewhere it is reduced. For the straight line, it was a different value. Now which line is to be chosen? Can you tell me? Which line I should choose here as a perfect representation of all these points? So say this was the error because of the straight line. Okay, and say this is the error because of the curve line. Because the curve line, say error 1 star square plus error 2 star square plus like that error n star square. So straight line also there are some error are there. If you take even curve line also still there are some errors are there. So which one is to be chosen as the most appropriate line? Whether the straight line or the curve line, how to choose them?
So the curve with the lower with the lower square.
Lower error. Okay, whichever is giving the lower, this is basically called the sum square error. Sum of the square of the error. Okay, whichever is giving the minimum sum of the square of the error will be chosen as the perfect line, most appropriate line. Okay, because all the points are not exactly on the straight line, so we are choosing the most appropriate curve line, whichever it is giving. It may be a straight line, it may be a 2-degree equation, it may be a 3-degree equation, or whatsoever. Okay. Anyway, these you are supposed to get in statistics. I do not know whether it was there in your syllabus or not, but little bit it is required in the case of whenever you are dealing with any kind of data analysis. Whenever you have multiple data are there, you need to know a little bit of statistics that I told you earlier. So these are the part of statistics because here we are dealing with multiple data. Multiple data you will get like in traffic engineering, environmental engineering, and some other also are there in structure, and also some parts are there where you will get the multiple data. Wherever the multiple data, even in this hydraulics and all those things, the info data, you have multiple data are there. All those cases we need the statistical application, and using that we can find out the most appropriate representation or relationship between the parameters. It may be 2 parameters, it may be multiple parameters are there. Anyway, I am not going to discuss all those things. So in our case, what we have said that initially we have represents the UK, that is speed density relationship in terms of a linear model. So for linear model, that means our objective is that only we have a straight line relationship. Okay, we are only concentrating on the straight line relationship. We are not concentrating on the other type of the relationship. So for this, anyway, whatever these things I have shown here, once I got the minimum error, then based on this minimum error, I will find out, or one will find out the constant what y equal to mx plus these parameters. Okay, constant. Based on this minimum error, you will choose what will be the value of m and what will be the value of c. Now these techniques, whatever these things we will do, that techniques are basically called the regression analysis. Okay, these techniques are called the regression analysis. Since we are dealing with the only linear model, so this is called the linear regression analysis. Okay, sorry, since we have only one dependent parameter, So since we have only one independent parameter, not dependent parameter, dependent parameter will be one. Independent parameter, since we have only one independent parameter, so that's why it is called the linear regression analysis. Okay, it depends on the number of independent parameter. If you have only one independent parameter, it will be called linear. If your independent parameter is not in a linear, suppose if your independent parameter is in a square form, then you cannot call it a linear relationships. Okay, or linear regression analysis you cannot say. Suppose you have two parameters, say one parameter is independent parameter is x1 and another independent parameter is x2, then we can call it as a multiple linear regression model. Okay, like that different types of regression analysis we can do. Okay, so just one line if you want to know how to do this. These are basically called the regression analysis. How we can find out this parameter? Just one line I will read from the books what is written here. The most common method of the approach to find out the parameters of the linear equation is called the regression analysis. This is done by minimizing the square of the difference between the observed and the expected values of a dependent variables. Okay, so this is the errors, square of the errors. Okay, square of the errors you have to take, or square of the difference you have to take, because this is the observed value. This one, whatever I am marking here, this is the observed value, and this is your expected value here. Once I have a straight line, this point I have observed from the field. This point I have observed from the field, or this data I have. And then what I did, I have drawn an expected line here like that. This expected line has not come from anywhere else other than what we did. We have written in one equation and we have just approximately calculated that this value will be here. This value will come down to here. This value will go up to here. This is the expected value. This value will come down to what? So this is the expected. This will go here. This is the expected value. This will come here. This is the expected. So these are the expected values. Or these are the observed values. Okay. So what you have to do, you have to find out the difference between the observed and expected. That is I am telling as the error. And find the square of this error. And see the minimum by whichever is the way you use the expected values, whether it is a straight line or curved line or whatever, find out the minimum error. And that minimum error will give you the conclusion that okay, I am going to use this curve for this particular data, whatever we have collected. Okay. Now, when the dependent variable is linearly related to the independent variable, if you see the equation y equal to mx plus c, this dependent variable is linearly related to the independent variable. This because this is power of the x is 1. Then this process is known as linear regression analysis. This process is known as linear regression analysis. Okay, so we have to see that whether the dependent variable is linearly related or non-linearly related. If it is linearly related, then we can say it is a linear regression analysis. Next part is we have to say that how many independent variables are there. Say your equation could be like that: y equal to ax1 plus bx2 plus c. So how many independent variables are there? Here two independent variables are there. If the independent variables are more than one, then these are called multiple linear regression analysis. Multiple linear regression analysis. Okay, linear regression analysis is when we have only one independent variable. So this is the only one independent variable. Here we have two independent variables, so it is called multiple linear regression analysis. Okay, so basically depending on this, minimizing the error, we can find out what will be the values of the constants. Okay, so there are some already derived equations are there. How to find out those constants? I will give you those equations only. I am not going to derive it. Say we have a equation y equal to a plus bx. This is a linear equation, and in this equation we have only one independent variables. Only one independent variables. Okay. So in this case we will go for linear regression analysis. For this case, how to find out the value of a and b? Because from the field we can collect the data of y and x, or x and y data is available to us. Now from this available data we have to find out the unknown value of a and b. So how to find out this constant? This constant